Welcome, everybody. Live with Dr. Carolyn Dean here on AchieveRadio.com. We welcome you to the show. So grateful that you're with us again this evening. We know that Dr. Dean has so much experience doing this, as she's been doing for so many years. Thank you, Dr. Dean. And we want you to hear the information that Dr. Dean has as a leader, as a thought leader, as one who is a pioneer in presenting magnesium, the importance of this mineral to the general community, the health community, the research community, and for being an advocate for this form of supplementation and mineral supplementation and natural health, and using all kinds of alternative methods to avoid unnecessary, notice my words, unnecessary drugs or surgeries. That is the stand that Dr. Dean has taken. That is the person that she is. That is the energy that she radiates and emanates everywhere she goes. That is her whole joie de vivre, as they would say in France. And she not only embodies it, but she inspires other people to attain it. Not only is Dr. Dean a medical doctor, yes, but a natural doctor, yes, but she's also an herbalist and an acupuncturist. She is an incredible nutritionist, herself maximizing her body's understanding and her awareness of nutrition. She's a lecturer, consultant, she's an author, inventor, and she's an entrepreneur. Not only did she write the book, but she solved the problem. Our one and only fearless leader, Dr. Carolyn Dean, and you can hear me smiling in my voice because in front of me I have a picture of her that she sent me a couple weeks ago, and I have to say that I'm looking at this picture of Carolyn. I swear she looks like she's in her 20s. She's so young, so vital, so alive, so powerful, and so joyful. It just amazes me every time I'm with her. And she really has mastered these possibilities of living very well, using nutrients as her medicine and using her own clarity of mind and her own wisdom to guide herself. And she's compiled for many, many people her formulas and her wisdom and her information, and she disseminates that all over the globe. And people come and hearken to her and listen to her words and take her advice and her suggestions, and they implement it in their own life, and they produce extraordinary results. But right now, she is in an incarnation of her life, elevating her game and stepping out and creating her formulas and putting these things together for the general public, and kind of, drawing a line in the sand and saying to people, hey, listen, you can have health, vitality, and well-being. The body is intelligent. It will perform if you give it the basic building blocks, and I've got those that I can share with you how to move forward. I just want to tell you a smidgen about her, and it is just a smidgen. I mean, there's just no way to really capture the essence of all that she is and all that she offers. I see it 365 days of the year. I see her reaching out through our email support and working with our customers. I see her as the advisor for the Nutritional Magnesium Association. I see her as a clinical researcher and a studier herself, constantly confronting allopathic medicine about their glaring lack of awareness of nutrients and minerals in working with health conditions. I see her as an incredible media force, doing so many interviews, ladies and gentlemen, giving so selflessly of her time in so many ways. I don't know how many interviews she does a week, podcasts, summits, broadcasts, radio programs, constantly reaching out, YouTube videos, and saying over and over and over again, if you can solve your magnesium deficiency and flip it to a magnesium sufficiency. And she lays this out over and over again, and not only has she done this in all of her writings and her media appearances and her public statements, but she has also done it in her own product. She encouraged people to use magnesium for so long, she finally had to take matters into her own hands and come up with something that people could use. So she's absolutely relentless. She is absolutely tenacious, totally committed and overly optimistic, according to her own words about herself. But I don't think she's overly optimistic because she has such great results, and she gets incredible feedback from all of her customers. I'll tell you, one thing great about Carolyn is she's ridden the wave of all the fads. All the fad diets, all the fad approaches, all the fad formulas, all the fad strategies, she's seen it all, ladies and gentlemen, and she has whittled everything down to some very simple, basic principles. She's done energy work. She's done everything you can imagine, physical activity, yoga, all kinds of great stuff. And then on top of that, she's an author, and she's written incredible international best-selling books, including The Magnesium Miracle, which is now in its third, edition, revision, but she's constantly updating it. And the last one is the most important one because it's got over 600 medical references in it and is her consummate thesis on why everything revolves around magnesium in the body and why it's so important for your vitality and well-being. One of the most extraordinary women on the planet, if I don't mind saying so myself, Dr. Dean is a champion of the individual taking responsibility for their health, knowing what feels good in their body, knowing what's going on in their mind, and looking for safe solutions and alternatives to drugs and surgeries, which always have side effects. Ladies and gentlemen, if this is the first time you've joined us this evening, then you will be listening to, for the very first time, maybe unless you heard her on another broadcast or a summit or maybe a YouTube, you'll be listening to Dr. Carolyn Dean. And I'll tell you, she is somebody definitely that you'll want to be listening for and to. She is a brilliant, brilliant businesswoman and the CEO of her own corporation. She is a fighter. She is tenacious, ladies and gentlemen. She is out on the leading edge of creation, taking a stand for your health, and has been for years and years and years, and paid the prices for it and never looked back, whether it was confronting the sugar industry in Canada, whether it's been dealing with the health freedom movement and advocating in that way, whether it's educating herself about the things that affect your health right now. She's always on top of things, always with her critical ear and all of her wisdom, listening and learning and looking out for those who come to her and ask her for that sage advice. And we are winning because of our very own Dr. Carolyn Dean, who is with us this evening to speak with us, to us, for us, through us for the next 2 hours and to talk about her approach to wellness. And she differs in her approach to wellness from most people and Dr. Dean's protocol, her advice, her wisdom is all geared to creating a simple, sustainable wellness protocol to alleviate the rampant nutritional deficiencies that are making people sick. This lady is good at everything she does, and I've witnessed it firsthand. She is good at everything she does. Her primary focus is not only doctoring people, but also using nature in its intended consequence as part of that healing process. But one of the advantages of really talking to Carolyn is she's seen it all, ladies and gentlemen. Honest to goodness, she has seen 50 years of the health and wellness industry parade right in front of her eyes. And what she's also seen is the intelligence of the human body never failing if it's being given the right building blocks. And that's what she relies on, not the intelligence of this crazy world we live in, but the intelligence of the human body to accompany itself with great building blocks and give us dynamic living. And not only is she a gift, but she is a gift giver. Here, once again, giving the gift of her time, her care, her concern, her compassion, her wisdom, and honestly, really her enlightenment about the human body and what it takes to actually have it high functioning in the 21st century. Dr. Carolyn Dean is on top of it, with a capital IT. And not only is she on top of what we need in designing her own formulas and also the wisdom, but she's also in very certain about what we don't need. And this is who we have the honor of speaking to you tonight and speaking and being with us in her, once again, generous willingness to speak to us all. So welcome, Dr. Carolyn Dean.